Looking ahead isn't always the easiest thing to do. Sometimes it can be the scariest thing, and sometimes the most daunting, and sometimes the most rewarding. I don't actually drink. I went out, this was maybe 2 years ago now. I went out with a bunch of my girlfriends, and everybody else was drinking, but not too much. I mean, they were still legal limit, it was fine. And we were driving home, and I was in my vehicle, and one of my girlfriends was in her vehicle, and we both lived up in the same area. So we were driving together, and up ahead in front of me, it was this pitch black area. I mean, completely dark. There was nothing there. And up ahead, I see just barely up ahead, I see this little tiny dog tag. And I thought, oh, the dog's crossing the street. And I'm going probably 55, 60. And I realize as I'm getting closer, the dog's not moving. The dog's not moving. And finally, it hit me that it was not a dog. It was an old man, and he had his walker. And it was the nut on his walker, like that held the pieces together. It was just a little tiny screw that I had caught, that I'd barely seen. And I instantly hit my brakes. I hit my brakes so incredibly hard, and Michelle is behind me, and she's been drinking. And by the time that I came to a stop, I had to swerve off the road, and I ran over one of those little side thingies that like keep you on the road, and I'm in the dirt, and I look over, and where I've stopped, the old man is equal with my vehicle. I would have plowed right into him if I hadn't have pulled over. But I know that Michelle, she's seen my brakes, but she's been drinking. And she doesn't see this old man in the middle of the road. And I'm scared. My stomach has dropped. And I hear her brakes. I hear her lock up. And I look over and I just watch her come to a complete stop as she kisses her bumper to that little tiny knob, that little screw on his walker. We were so grateful to see that little tiny shining shimmering spot out in the distance. And if we hadn't have seen it, who knows what would have happened. Taking a look, what is that little shiny spot that you can see? What is it? Do you need to swerve out of the way? Do you need to hit the brakes? Do you need to go a little faster? What is that shiny spot you see?